Hey, how's it guys? It's Christopher Mosier from MyMediaHelper.com. Happy weekend. Well, if you're watching this on the weekend. And today what I'm going to do is be setting up one of these digital, actually I'm going to set two of these up. So these are antennas in order to get local stations, if they're in HD, if they're being broadcast in HD, but they'll pick up digital stations. They're not necessarily, depending on the station, like your major stations, your ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, probably your public access are all HD, I'm assuming, I imagine. And then I'm sure you'll pick up other obscure channels out there that might not, that will be digital and are in the air, but they might not necessarily be in HD quality. So we're going to set these up today. I'm going to set up two of them actually. There's a cable box over there I'm going to get rid of. There's a cable box out in the other room I am going to get rid of. Far too expensive. Not that I pay for it, but far too expensive. And we're going to get rid of this shit and we'll just stick with our internet access. And actually I get, I think $25 off through still the government's, I don't know what the program is anymore. I'll have to look it up, but I still get like a discount on that. And once that's gone, there's a new fiber optic solution for internet in this area. So I might look into that, but that's not about this video. Maybe a suggestion for you if you're looking to cut the cable cost. In this particular case, Spectrum, maybe you have Comcast. That's the only major ones I can think of off the top of my head. All right, so here's the unit itself. It's pretty simple. I think it cost me about $20 for each of them, free shipping, because I purchased stuff over $50 on Amazon. So if you have Prime, as you know, you just get shipping for free. And then if you pay over a certain amount on Amazon, and I'll have the links down in the description for y'all if you want to pick this up, or at least use the links to get to Amazon and pick up what you want, because if you use the affiliate links down below, you help the channel and blah, blah, blah. So here's the unit itself. Now you're going to try to point it to where you kind of think where the towers are, where the signal's coming from, where the stations are basically, or at least the towers. Now I know where the towers are. I know where every single television station is in the city of Rochester where I live. We are closer to the lake. We are northbound, and that signal is coming from south, so the city and outlying areas. So I know where it's coming from. So I'm going to aim this south. And depending if you know, if you kind of know where your stations are, where the towers are, at least aim it as such. And you might have to experiment. You might have to put it in one window. Okay, that doesn't work. You'll have to try another window and scan a few times. So it's going to be trial and error for you. You know, you're not just going to plug it in and everything's going to be hunky dory. Life isn't that way. So let me go through this real quick and then we'll hook it up. All right. So this is your coaxial connection, right? So all televisions still have a coaxial connection in the back of the TV, and I'll show you where that is. And there is a bit that comes with it. I'm not sure where the bit went to. On this mess, here it is right here. So if your TV is different in the back, if it just pops in, then you just put this bit on it. I think in most cases you won't need it, but it does come with it. Okay, there's no power cord to these. These go into a USB drive, and this is what I want right there. So if your TV has an open USB port, I didn't mean drive, I meant port. You stick it in there, it powers the unit. Okay, if you don't have one, maybe it's an older TV. I can't think why it wouldn't have one at this point. And any flat screen TVs, and you can use tube TVs as long as, I don't see why not. Does it have to be a digital TV? Well, it's a digital channel. Okay, so it's digital channels, so you have to have a digital television. Sorry, I was thinking out loud. So I don't think anyone has tube TVs anymore. I haven't seen one in a long, long time that people would use. I mean, there's a ton of them sitting on the floor and gathering dust. So USB. If you don't have a USB or an open USB port on your TV, you get one of these. These probably look very, very familiar to you, because if you have a smartphone, a cell phone, an iPhone, a Motorola, an Android, then you get one of these and to charge your phone. So it's the same deal. You can use it for anything. So So you just put this in and then just put it into the wall, and there is a variety of different types of units you can buy, outlets that you can buy on Amazon for fairly inexpensive. You can do 3-prong, 2. You can have a tower of USB. I have one right here that has 3 USB on it. I can't. It's hooked to my computer, so I can't show you. But you get the idea, right?
Yeah, something else I wanted to tell you. There's an amplifier on here. So for short and long range, you're just going to have to play around with it. I run the channels in both. So it's depending on, you kind of got to know where the towers are. They're kind of close. Our towers are kind of close. So I'm going to do the short range first and then the long range second on there. And there's one other thing. Oh, yeah, I wanted to go over these questions real quick with you because I think they're important. There's only 4. Will all the channels I receive be in HD? Not all digital signals are high definition. I explained that to you already. Make sure you're using a high definition television with built-in ATSC tuner, which you probably have. You can get a third-party receiver, but we're not going to get into that here. I'm assuming everyone has what they need these days in 2024. Can you put antenna behind the TV? Yes. It may not be the ideal location, so you want it kind of at a window. You want it where a signal is going to get the signal that's coming in. So behind your TV may not be the best place to put it. Are channel lineups available? No, go on the internet. There's tons and tons and a shitload of channel lineups available. You go to a site, you put in your zip code, and then it gives you what's on television. Is this just like a Freeview box? No, it's just an aerial. That I don't know what a Freeview box is. No, it's just an aerial that plugs in. It's like old-fashioned. Remember when my TV antenna used to break off? I used to get a wire hanger and stick it in there and get the signal from the air. That's all it's doing. Instead of getting an analog signal now, it's getting a digital signal because that's what your broadcasters are broadcasting. In some cases, HD. And how many channels can I receive? That depends on what towers are around, what channels are around, and what signals are in the area. So that really depends. More than likely, you'll get, if you're not in Schittsburg, out in the boonies. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. You're going to get your local stations mostly, and then whatever obscure signal is out there. So Gail Pale lives in a place called Penn. It's farm country, Mennonite country, out in the middle of nowhere. Gets all her channels just perfectly fine. She gets hers from Syracuse. So she's probably right in the cusp, in the middle of Rochester, New York. You'll have to look it up on Google Maps, in Syracuse. So she's probably in the middle. She's probably about an hour and 10 minutes from, hour and 20 minutes from either. Where they're being broadcasted. Picks up signal mostly perfectly. It does digitize sometimes depending on the weather. You're going to get that in most cases anyways, but not as bad if the tower's next to you. But my point is she's far in the boonies, she's far in cow country, that she still picks up the signal. So if that's something you're concerned about, I just want to throw that out there. I know this is a lot of information. I just want you to all understand the ins and outs of this thing before you pick it up. And we're going to try it. We're going to hook it up and we're going to watch some television. Okay. All right. So here's the male thread right here that you would put any of your coaxial cable in the old days, even when you had direct connect for your coaxial cable. So you put this piece right here, kind of screw it in. I try to screw it in with my big hands here. It's not always easy, but yeah, it seems to be working. So don't do it too tight, but do it snug. Snug as a bug in a rug, as the they used to say. Right, and then track down the USB. So among this mess, it's here someplace. It's attached. All right, so here's the USB. So that goes in the USB port. There's only one here. So again, yeah, these are HDMI. So there's only one here. So if it happens to be filled up with anything, again, you have this, and you can just plug this into the wall. But we don't need to do that in this particular case. All right, I'm going to put this in the windowsill, or you can put it here. Let's try it here, and then we'll turn on the TV, and we'll see if we can program some channels. This is the TV. It's nasty. It's got these streaks here, but that's a matter of just getting a new TV. But we'll deal with that later. All right, so we got to get to the menu. You got to look for something along the lines of channels. So here's channels right there. It's not allowing me to go on there though. So let me change input here. I'm going to change input to TV. All right, and then I'm going to hit the menu again. There we go. So now once it's on TV, now it allows me to go to channels. Obviously, your TV is going to be different. Auto channel search, you're looking for something under that effect. And then we're going to do that. Antenna we're doing. And then it's scanning. So we're going to let it do its thing. It's going to take probably 10, 15 minutes depending. So we'll see. You can see it here. I know this TV is terrible. We need a new TV, but you can barely make it out that it's just scanning the channels, and we'll take a look at it once it's done. And this is the one under the green. Remember we did the converter, the green and the red. This is one which is shorter distance, which makes sense because we're closer to the stations. So we'll just go through some of these. I think the only one we don't have is NBC, so we'll have to look into that. There's CW. I mean, obviously, it's going to be different to where you live. I've got stations on here that I didn't even know were in the air. And you can delete some of these stations. That depends on your TV. You just go into your settings and do that. But that's not... There's WXXI. That just says antenna comet, whatever the hell that is. I can do without religion. Shopping channel. There's NBC. And then we've got ABC, so I'll have to figure out where CBS is. So there's ABC. So those are the big three. And I don't see Fox on here. There's CW. So I'll have to play around with that more, but you get the idea. It works pretty good. Don't look at this quality of television as the signal, because it's not. It's a shitty TV. You just got to change out the TV. But the signal, as far as the signal coming in, it's fine.
All right, gals and guys, I managed to move that around in order to get the stations I was missing. So I did get ABC, NBC, CBS. I did get Fox, CW, and a couple WXXI channels. I didn't even know WXXI, which is public broadcasting here. I didn't even know they had more than one channel, but they have like a group of channels. Okay, who knew? And a bunch of other obscure things, which don't necessarily really care about, because I'm going to be adding streaming to that: Pluto TV, Tubi, Peacock, YouTube, so on and so forth. So it works good. Now, I didn't pay this much for it. This is really what I paid for it. I paid $19.99. They were on sale apparently when I purchased two of them. They seem to be working fine. And what I need, just remember, there are antennas. You're going to get some pixelating. You might have to move it once in a while. It's not going to be the streaming signal that cable has. If you don't care about this crap, I don't care if it pixelates or stuff. Usually a TV's in the background making noise anyways. I don't really pay attention to it that often. So to me, it doesn't matter. But it might matter to you. So maybe you look for another solution. And I'm going to look for other solutions, other TV solutions beyond the cable company. Because there's YouTube, there's Hulu, there's Peacock, I believe, does live, does local stations, your Direct TV. There's streaming Direct TV I don't know too about. They're all expensive still, though. That's the only thing. The antenna, it's a one-time purchase, and that's it. You just put it... where you need it. You just have to manipulate it. If you're not getting all your stations, it's trial and error. I did it 5-6 times in both the red setting and the green setting. So you're just going to have to spend half a day playing around with it and to get it to where you need it to be. I think it's time well spent to save yourself $100 and some a month, or maybe even $200 if that's what you're paying. It's totally ridiculous for television, especially when it's free. There's already I understand they have to pay for a delivery system. I understand what the cable company is and why they charge, but they charge an outrageous amount of money. Can I tell you a story real quick? Can I tell you a story? Because I used to work for Time Warner Cable back in the day before it became Spectrum. So it was, I think it was like 2010 around then. Gas prices were going up, and I forget why. Maybe because of the war. I think because of the Iraq conflicts, both the wars there. And gas prices were going up. So I worked in customer service for Time Warner Cable when it was Time Warner Cable.
and we were raising our prices. And to appease the customers who called in, we'd have to say, well, gas prices are gone up, so prices gone up. Your cable, that's why your cable's going up. So once the wars died down and everything, the gas prices came way, way down. And your bill didn't. So that was a bunch of bullshit. So my point of this story is the cable companies are full of shit. They never lowered the prices after the gas prices went down. They stayed right where they were. So this whole us telling our customers that it was because of gas pricings was a bunch of horse shit. Anyways, I wanted to throw that story out to you. I'm really running this video long, and I appreciate you as always. If you could please subscribe. What do you do? Share, hit the bell for updates, and yeah, thumbs up. I appreciate it. And I got another one coming. I already told you, I think. I'm going to do how you use your phone for your remote controls if you happen to lose all your remote controls. I'm going to do that one next. So I will catch you then. Bye-bye.